Hey, yo, boys, back at you with this week's video. Today we're talking about basketball. All right, so if you're one of the guys on the bench, maybe you got cut from the team. Everything in this video is going to tell you how to get on the starting lineup. If you can commit to this shit, you're fucking here, bro. Like this, it's pretty basic stuff to be honest. All right, so here we go. Analysis of the team. Okay, so this is where like the thinking comes in. So you want to think about, okay, what can my role be? Are you already a good shooter? Or if you don't have a lot of skill and you haven't really played much and and you're just starting out and you really like the game and you want to be on the starting lineup, you gotta think about, okay, are you tall, athletic, fast? If you're tall, you can think about, okay, maybe I'm gonna be a big, so I'll work on my post moves, my rebounding, my defense, like my block shot timing, and then overall go from a role from there. Like if you're a shorter but you're fast, you can be a point guard. If you're just short and you're not really that fast, maybe you go for more of a shooting route. You think about your jump shot. Now you want to think about what does your team need in terms of skill. So what is your team lacking? You think about, okay, you've watched a couple games, you've been sitting on the bench. Is there just a lack of commitment overall, or is your team lacking in a certain skill? Like they can't shoot the ball well, they can't penetrate and get to the basket, they can't play defense. And if you can bring one of those skills to the table, you're going to be very valuable piece for your team. So your coach is going to like that, and obviously he's going to give you more minutes. And then just looking at the guys on the starting lineup, can you outwork them? Like, are they are they committed to the game? Do they practice every day? Are they really good? Like, you just got to think about that, because if they're all really good and they all practice a shit ton, like, you might not, like, you got to think about, you might not be able to make it on the starting lineup. Like, yeah, you want to commit yourself and do it, but if these guys are already there, they've been playing for much longer than you, like, you got to hope you're talented, you know what I mean? So, you have to think about everything. All right, skills. So this is where, after we've done the thinking, we start to work on, all right, what have we done? What are we going to do to get onto this team, to get on the starting lineup? So obviously there's a million things you can do to get better, but after you've done this thinking, you kind of want to think about what, after you found out what is most important for your team, you want to work on that. So say your team needs defense. Get in the gym, start working on like footwork drills, just playing one on one with guys, just being really hard on defense, just really making sure you can lock people down. Like, watch some videos on defensive stance. There's so much on YouTube about how to become a better defender and better basketball player overall. So this video is more for like your plan on how to do that. So after you've picked the skill that you're going to develop and you've found how you're going to do that, whether that be shooting, and you just get in the gym, you just start shooting a bunch of shots, you work on your jump shot, you work on your form, really make sure you get under there, make sure you use your legs, make sure you're looking at the rim or the basket as you're shooting it. There's lots of things that go into the game. So, and then, yeah, you just want to develop a consistent routine when it comes to developing that skill. Okay, now this obviously work on your lefty or your offhand, because being able to play with both hands is so crucial, especially in crunch time pressure, like in pressure in general. Like if you're being double teamed and you can't dribble with one hand, or you can't dribble with both hands, you might get shit on. You know what I mean? Like both of the guys might go to your dribbling hand, and then you can't really get out of that because you have to pick up the ball, and then they're gonna smother you, and you're gonna turn it over. But if you can dribble with both hands, you might be able to get out of that situation. You might be able to get out of that situation, and then your coach is going to trust you in pressure late in the game. So your coach is going to want you playing more minutes, and overall, you're going to make less turnovers, and your coach is going to want you on the floor more. And then we just talked about this, but being able to play defense, you don't have to be a superb defender, but if you can show that you're putting in effort and you're stopping your guy, or at least like getting in front of him and getting decent contests, and you can do that for an entire game, your coach is going to want you on the entire game because you're going to be making stops. You're going to be slowing the other team down from scoring as much. And in pressure time, if the person you're guarding happens to be taking that last shot, you might have a good chance of stopping it. So obviously they're going to put you on in the last couple minutes, and you're going to be a good piece for the starting lineup. And then this, obviously, with the developments coming in today's game, jump shot, being able to shoot for threes, catch and shoot in the corner, even being able to just shoot middies. Like in high school, obviously, it depends on where you are. Like I feel like city basketball is definitely more like modern, but if you go down to like small towns and rural areas, the teams are worse, and they definitely like to keep it inside more. So you can probably get away with having a good mid range, but definitely working on your jump shot in general and corner threes, wing threes, and just being able to be coming off that swing man and being able to catch and shoot on command is a major asset. And then working on your free throws. If you can hit free throws, you're again like all these things add up to your coach wanting you to be in clutch time. Because if you get fouled and your coach can rely on you to make free throws, like he's gonna want you in the clutch time. So work on your free throws. Super easy to do that. Shoot, just shoot them. Just make. Just go for makes. Bang! Yeah, obviously there's a bunch of free throw tips that I'm not covering in this video. Alright, what to know about the game. So obviously knowing the plays is going to give you an edge. So if your coach has like a set couple plays, you really want to understand them and understand your position and even understand everyone else's position so that you know if you have to switch positions where you need to be, or if you're like a main ball handler and something goes wrong where everyone else is, so you can uh, bail out of a bad situation in a sense. So yeah, understanding the plays is going to give you an edge. Your coach is going to like that. Is going to see your commitment to the game. And again, it's like all these things, they keep adding up. Even doing half of these things will probably get you on the starting lineup, if I'm being honest, unless your team's really good. And of course, your experience in the game has a factor. So understand the game. So overall, you just kind of need to know. This sounds so stupid, but know what you need to do and where you need to be, because this is gonna give your team so much more of a chance to score and also stop the other team from scoring. Because if you're in the perfect spot to catch a pass from a teammate and you're wide open, or you like cut at the perfect time, you can get there's so many opportunities out of that. And it's just beautiful basketball when you're in the right spots at the right times. So, and that's obviously that comes with time and being in the games, but it's so important if you can do that. Like chef's kiss, bro. Like you can. There's serious playmaking skills out of that. And then review your team's games. Obviously, not everyone's games are recorded, but if they are, reviewing them is good. If you can't review them or you feel like it's a bit boring, the least you can do is watch some pro ball and try and take away some lessons from that, because what can you do, man? Like watching it just gives you a different perspective because you're not in the game. You're watching from the outside. Even listening to the commentators and like the way they talk about the plays or what's going on in the game is very smart to listen to, and you can learn a lot. All right, intangibles. So this is big. Your coach is gonna see these and really like these are good things to have. So hard work, obviously. If your coach sees you working hard, he's gonna probably reward you with that. For, I mean, you have to see the benefits. Like if you're working hard and getting better, then obviously he'll give you more minutes. But if he also sees you working hard, he'll probably give you some chances in certain situations. and that'll probably lead to you getting on the starting lineup eventually. Now, having good team chemistry, a lot of people might not think about this because they might think, oh, well, I just need to be good at the game. That's what's going to get me on the starting lineup. Like, once I'm better, or some people get better about it, but they just think about, oh, my skill, I just need to work on my skills, and then I'll be on the starting lineup. But if you just overall have good team chemistry and you are friends with everybody on the team and everybody respects you as a player and a person, your coach is going to see that. And well, obviously you have to be good at the game, but you're going to get more minutes most likely. And then being able to listen to your coach and fix your mistakes. Nobody likes no coach likes a kid who doesn't fucking listen. And it's hard to say bluntly. I mean, it's easy to say bluntly, and you have to say it bluntly, because if you don't listen to the coach, he's not gonna like you as a player, and you're just gonna be sat at the end of the bench. Like, even if you're good, you're probably gonna get less minutes if you don't listen to the coach. Like, you have to be really good to get by that. So, and then obviously, if you listen to the coach and you fix your mistakes, you're gonna become better. So there's no point in not listening. Just listen to the coach, man. Even if sometimes you think it's like, that's kind of an odd take. If he's like a respectable coach and he's played ball somewhere, or he's coached another team, like a successful team, then you gotta respect it, and you gotta implement it, because that's what your coach wants, and he's the guy making the lineups. So, and then obviously being a hustler, that's diving for loose balls, really just being gritty on defense, and just always moving on offense. That's going to take you places. I know I say that a lot, but it really will. Um, just that hustle and that there's another fucking word for it, but I can't think of it right now. It's it's just so amazing to see from a coach's perspective. Like, when they see a player doing that, it's like, wow, he will put his body on the line for this. Like, I want him in the clutch time. Like, he's gonna perform. So, yeah, just intangibles, man. All right, these are the conclusions. All right, so hard work overall, yeah, hard work is the best way to get on the starting lineup. If you put in the work and you do all these things and you work on your jump shot, you work on your lefty, you work on your handles in general, you work on your fitness, you can play an entire game if you pushed, then you're probably eventually going to make it on that lineup, because your coach is going to see the work you put in. He's going to see that, okay, this kid can play, like, he's solid. He doesn't turn over the ball much because his left hand, or his offhand, he can dribble with his offhand. He he can shoot a little bit, but he's not the best shooter. Like, if you're solid, dude, like if you're a role players get on the starting lineups. It depends on what your team needs. Like, if your team really needs a big guy who can get rebounds, and you fucking grind, like, you understand where rebounds are going to go, how to box out, and you work on your vertical and your strength overall to get in the post, you're going to get 10, 15 boards a game, depending on your height, and you're going to be a big asset to your team. So, you got to think about that. And then being consistent and training in the off season. Obviously, if you train in the off season, which you're gonna have to, if because during the season, it's kind of where you work on the skills you already have, and you just like kind of clean up, and maybe you learn a couple plays, and like overall, you tighten up on your skills. You try to make less mistakes. It's like the same thing with boxing. Like, you don't learn new skills in fighting camp, but you more just work on your fitness and your ability to, like, yeah, your fitness in general, and your precision, and just overall um like your overall consistency. So training in the off season will be working on new skills, working on new moves, getting your lefty right, getting your lefty right. No, just working on your left hand, and learning the plays. If you know the plays, like, say you played on the junior team and it's the same coach for the senior team, you're going to be running probably the same ish plays. So if you just study the plays you had that season, In the off season, bang, you're gonna be ready for the next season. So many seasons, holy fuck. And then consistency is so key. Because if you train for a week and then you take 3 weeks off and then you train for another week, you're not going to get much better. But if you train for 2 days, 3 days a week for that whole sequence, you're going to get better because your brain is going to have more consistency when it comes to that, like the repetitions and getting the moves in, and your just brain's going to be thinking about the whole game a lot more and how to get better and all of it all combines, man. It's kind of difficult to explain, but consistency is much better than inconsistency, which sounds obvious, doesn't it? And then obviously knowing we talked about knowing your role, finding your role. So once you figure out this role and you solidify your place in this role and you know your role on the team and you fit into that role well, you're gonna you're gonna be on that starting lineup, man. And that's kind of all I have to say. Like, if you do all this shit, 100% you'll get on the starting lineup. Now, obviously, you're gonna have to do some of your own work here because I didn't provide any shooting workouts or handles or anything like that. But if you want me to upload some videos doing that, which because I'm a player myself, you know, um, hit the like button, comment down below what kind of workout you might want to see, if it's handles, shooting, defense, or if you want a study guide when it comes to games. Please comment down below, and if you like this video, hit the sub button. I'm trying to gain subs. Haven't gained a sub yet. Out of all my subs, out of ever since I started uploading, haven't gained a sub, but the views are going up. So thanks for watching, and stay blessed, boys.